I wanted to record a quick video. Now, different setting, we're in the beautiful Thursday evening, and I was listening on the way home from work a podcast from Bilyeu, the Impact Theory podcast, great podcast anyway. I listened in particular because Alex Hormozi was on it, and as a lot of you guys know, I love Alex Hormozi's work, what he did with his businesses growing up, and how successful he's becoming at the age of 34, I believe it is. I might be saying he's a bit old, but anyway. And anyway, I had some notes I wanted to go over, not necessarily in the podcast, but how I decided to broaden those points and how we can go from there. So, the whole idea of this was how we can become smarter and stronger from our predecessors. Now, in the past, many people have endured tough mental and physical challenges to become who they are now. And it's the way we almost remember them from what successful things they did in the past. Now, most people understand gravity. Large mass, smaller mass, large attracts small, goes towards there. That's how humans stay on the earth and how we stand up and don't float up in the sky. That's why on the moon, smaller than the earth, we can jump higher because there's less gravity pulling us. It's the same with the sun, how the earth rotates around it. It's going at a velocity around the sun, but the sun pulls it just enough so it orbits. So it's all that. For us nowadays, it's quite simple. But a couple hundred years ago, I believe it was the late 1600s, mid to late 1600s, no one knew what gravity was until Sir Isaac Newton discovered it. And the story goes how an apple fell off a tree onto his head and he suddenly had this bright idea. It's a good story. Definitely didn't happen. That's not how you think. Anyway, may have happened. So, he discovered it. And in this way that we remember gravity, we also remember Isaac Newton as the light bulb moment because hit his head. Basically, we have to acknowledge our predecessors, gather the knowledge from video, books from a really long time ago, scriptures, writing, tabloids, and then amplify it into the future. Because the people nowadays are just as smart as Isaac Newton. But Newton discovered the mathematics behind stuff, and then now those lessons can be taught to people nowadays that can be applied to the future, and the next generation's going past that. Leading on from that, calculus is the other example. Now, a lot do it during high school and further education just as I did. And it's not easy. But it was claimed by Isaac Newton, even though it was really from a guy from Germany. He was born in Germany. His name was I'm going to stuff this up. Gottfried Leibniz. That's definitely how you pronounce it. Not the point. Now, allegedly Newton stole the maths behind it. They were kind of working on it separately but together. It was all a bit of nonsense. But essentially, Gottfried wrote the mathematics behind it and the rules of the equations. It's just that Newton applied it more, and then that's why he's remembered for creating calculus. Anyway, not the point. So these learnings are applied into the future. Another example of this is Mr. Miyagi. Now, we all know him from Karate Kid with Daniel LaRusso. And it's the old saying of how the student becomes a teacher. And when the student becomes a teacher, normally the student surpasses the teacher to some extent. And the reason why that is because the teacher is able to gather knowledge, the original knowledge, and then break it down to lessons in order for the student to nurture their own ideas and expand on them. And that's what Daniel LaRusso did. And now with the new installment of Cobra Kai, where he's in it with the blonde guy, I haven't watched the show in a while, but they are able to teach those ideas back again and then expand on them more with the new forms of karate, new techniques and all that type of stuff. Both the strike hard, strike first, strike hard, and Mr. Miyagi's slow, graceful motions. What we're going to remember is that the teacher normally had to endure these harsh findings, not necessarily lessons. And then the lessons were taught and became habits for the student to, again, ideate and expand on. Each step was broken down for them to follow. Now, this is what I consider Michael Jordan the GOAT. Yeah, he had the 6 rings, he had the 5 MVPs, he had 10 scoring titles, I think 4 more than any other person. Defensive Player of the Year, absurdly great player. I think three All-Star MVPs, multiple gold medals. One of the most successful people alive. Again, he talks about his failures, how he's lost hundreds of games, how he's missed, I think it's 21 game winners, which people don't remember that. People don't remember all his failures. They remember him as the greatest player of all time. Those failures demonstrated how successful he was. He didn't succeed because he succeeded. He succeeded because he failed, which is a bit counterintuitive, but it's true. Anyway, I consider him the GOAT because LeBron, and same as Kobe, learned many lessons from Jordan. Kobe especially. He modelled his game after him. LeBron, as I said, modelled his game, does the fadeaways, big athlete, but he expanded on the passing and the rebounding and the three-point shooting a little bit. Although Jordan still was better. People will hate that. But none were as successful as Jordan originally was, even after Jordan showed them how it's all done, I believe. But that's not the point. What we remember is, I don't remember the stat, but people every year become like 0.1 or 2% smarter year by year. And that's not because people are getting any smarter, like just naturally. They're getting smarter because they're getting nurtured by the past findings to, again, redirect into new foundings. Like, we didn't know what, like the Romans and the Greek empires, I should say, they named all these stars that were actually planets, but named all these stars, and from different words they found, they named different alignments. What's the word? When stars align. Claire. Oh, that's going to annoy me. I'm going to have to search it up. It's going to be a slight cut in this video. I didn't think I was going to have to. Constellation. I didn't even have to search up. Constellations. So, they named a bunch of these constellations after their astrological findings. And then these findings helped us get to the moon. Same with the engineering, how this gravity, the mathematics behind the velocity to get up that fast and all that other crazy stuff, the materials. Great, groundbreaking times. Let's go to some quick water. I had a glass prepared for this video. Probably sounds weird on the microphone. However, the mentors cannot become complacent and hold the successions in the face of the lower generations or oncoming generations. But instead they must be proud, admirable and impressionable to the younger ones, since their lessons and stories are being followed and they will not be forgotten. The people like Queen Elizabeth, who's recently passed away unfortunately, I didn't necessarily believe in what... She didn't really say much. I didn't believe in necessarily the monarchy or like anything like that. But again, I admired her because of the work she put in for 70 years to help her country. You admire that. And she's impressionable to younger people and everyone's proud of her. And that's why she'll never be forgotten. Einstein proposed the theory of relativity, another great physician who I found something crazy about space, how time is correlated, how it's, again, the fabric of time. A fabric, if you put the mass in, time shifts. It's crazy, crazy stuff. Massive rabbit hole to go down. I remember when I used to watch Vsauce back in the day. It's just massive rabbit holes you can go down. But again, Einstein, to the rest of the world, will never be forgotten. Michael Jackson, what he did for music with pop for 40 years. He was in the 70s until he unfortunately passed away. He will not be forgotten. What Leonardo da Vinci did with art, again, will not be forgotten. What Socrates did for philosophy, again, will not be forgotten. And most importantly, what you should do for the world and what you will do for the world should not be forgotten. That's why I make these videos. I don't want to be forgotten. I hope I can teach enough people and encapsulate a large enough audience that I will not be forgotten. No one's going to forget the Mr. Beasts or the KSIs or Logan Pauls of the world because we grew up on them. But the biggest ones will live forever. And out.